I think a name we have never actually possibly uttered on one of our podcasts is Jack Daniels.
We may have uttered it, but I don't think we've ever focused.
Not in a positive light.
Featured the Jack Daniels.
That's true. Never actually featured one for sure. Until in the year of 2020, year of our Lord 2020, at some point I had a rye whiskey from them that was a single barrel proof. Was probably one of the best things, at least in my memory as of this moment, one of the best things I have ever had, or is definitely ranked right up there specifically with ryes. Have been trying to track down another bottle at some point, and spoiler alert, we found one.
He got one.
Got one. So I'm going to open up one of my personal unicorns for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And we are About Beverages. And the beverage that we're about today, the personal unicorn of Andrew's, is the Jack Daniels Single Barrel Proof Rye, which is now an annual. It was a limited release, or it was a one time. Now it's an annual release.
Yeah, right? Exactly. The link we've got down below, they need to update their website just slightly. Initially it was kind of like a just like one-time release. Now it has become more of a seasonal offering. Obviously they know that people are excited for it, have enjoyed it
devoted fans.
At some point. Like I said, so hopefully this one holds up to my memory. As I said earlier, hopefully the past can match the present, at least where I want it to be. 131.7 proof. Single barrel proof rye.
They range from 125 to 140.
Yeah.
So we've got a 131.7.
131.7. I was actually able to find this at MSRP, which is also the big reason I am holding one of these bottles in my hand. It definitely can range up there quite a bit if you don't find it for that. If you find it in the secondary market, it was during one of the events where we wait for allocated bottles, and you hope that you got in line just early enough, but not so early that you wasted like whole days of your life standing in line, but also not late enough that you can still get stuff. And unicorn was found.
And MSRP, MSRP was it 50 or 60?
MSRP for this?
Yeah.
60 to 70.
60 to 70.
I got this for 72.
So what are you going to find this for on the secondary market?
Secondary market, you see it usually 150 and up.
Okay.
So basically double.
Okay.
Is where this winds up hitting. I did open this earlier. I have not had anything out of it. So like I said, take that with a little bit of grain of salt. Sometimes, when on these higher proofs, we like to have them open for a little while, have them get a little air, like not actually we're like decanting them in any way.
No.
But you like to have them open. I've even had some people talk about pouring them in the glass. And depending on the year or the age statement, you let them sit for that many minutes in the glass to kind of open up a little bit. This does not have an age statement. It has to be aged for at least 4 years, from what I could find. This is their 70% rye, 18% corn, 12% malted barley. This is the mash that they use for this. So we're just going to pour and
it's been a long time since I've had anything Jack Daniels.
Yes.
And probably the only Jack Daniels. Maybe I've had something, but obviously the old number 7, the classic Jack and Coke Jack Daniels.
Jack and Coke,
yes.
Yep, exactly, yep.
Which I actually asked for a Christmas present.
A bottle of Jack Daniels and a bottle of Coke?
Yeah. Well, the Coke I probably could handle purchasing on my own.
Yeah.
So.
But so I'm very excited. Kind of like a reddish like tint to it almost, like reddish brown color to it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, the most important thing is like not the color. It is, since there's nothing,
it's in the right area. So.
Yeah, there's nothing floating in it. It's not so dark I can't see through it, and it's not so light that it doesn't look like it was aged.
Time to savor the aroma.
Let's hope so. The first thing I would like to mention, and it's ever since I opened this bottle, 131 proof. I can take as deep a sniff of this as I absolutely want. It does not burn. There is no like insane like alcohol amount like that. And that's what I do remember originally from when I had this. I was like, oh my God, it's just sweet. It's like spice cake. It's caramel. It's all those kind of deep, rich notes. A little bit of, like I said, maybe a little bit of smoke in there too. But yeah, like I said, as much of a sniff as I want to take, I can take. Even with, like I said, again, I know it's been, but I opened this bottle up right away and took a sniff. I was like, oh my God, it's not like, somewhere it's just as overwhelming.
Yeah. There was a point where I thought, oh no, it's going to get me. And then it didn't. And then, so I was using your technique of, I think you like breathe in through your mouth when you do that. Mm-hmm. But you definitely get, there is some spiciness. There is a sweetness.
It's like cinnamon, nutmeg, like maybe like there's some just nice like baking spices. Like I hear that thrown around a lot. Excellent nose. Like, so it's just,
I want to say like almost like, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say
Would
it.
you like to, though? You going to save it
No,
for later?
no,
Save
I'm
it-
not gonna
You're
say it.
going to hold it back?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's right.
Okay. Should we go to the taste, though, and then you can see if the taste meant?
We've got to. We've been building this up all night.
I know. I almost don't want to taste it because
All right,
at least the aroma mildly matched what I remembered. Now we got to taste it.
So the heat is there,
Yeah.
but it's not overwhelming.
No, for me, it's actually kind of more spice on the front of my tongue.
Yes.
The finish is nice and warm, but it's not like spicy. Like, oh God, this is like, I definitely have had some lower barrel proof strength things in the 120s that drink hotter than this. And that's what I think was always so profound about this one to me, was that it was that high up and was like, this is surprisingly smooth. Not so smooth that you're going to be like, oh, it's dangerous because I'm just drinking. Like, it's not like that. It's still definitely a sipper because there is so many, for me, some complexity of flavor going on, but it's definitely smoother than I would think it would be.
Yeah. The body's good.
Body is really good.
Very happy with that.
Yep.
You do get the heat. You get the spice. That's quite good.
It's really good. I wish there was maybe a tiny bit more complexity for what I thought would be in there. I'm definitely getting some of the baking spice. I like that some of the oak and the rye comes forward. Like I said, which is where that spice is coming from. Like I said, there's definitely a little kind of, wood character to that. The sweetness is there. Overall, it is excellent. Again, when you can find this at regular price, it almost seems rude to start nitpicking on things. But when some people do pay even more for this, like I said, that would probably be my only nitpick, is I wish it just had like a touch more of a cup. But this is such an excellent pour. I'm glad I found it. This is why this is one of my favorite things that I've had, and definitely Rise. And it's up there. Like I know you mentioned earlier, jokingly off camera, you're like, well, I wonder if that's
compared to the Willet,
which I love the Willet. This is obviously a little bit more than that. And I think it does offer more. I think the Willet is a little bit more like 2 notes. This one has 3 or 4.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had
so
the Willet in a long
I
time.
think it's in that kind of range. The Willet is still fantastic, but this has a little, if you want something that's a little more toward the sweeter side, but still has some of the oak, the baking spice, all that stuff. Like, I think this is an excellent pour. And like I said, it's quite delicious.
I agree.
Do you agree?
Well done. Yes. How does it compare to the one in your memory bank?
The memory bank one, I would say, was a little better.
Okay.
But that's how memories go. And if you want
true.
to find out any of the memories that we have had on our website or on YouTube, go to both of those places. Hit the subscribe button, especially on YouTube. You can see all the latest videos that we've had, or any of our full-length podcasts can be found there as well. If you only want audio, Google Podcast, iTunes, Spotify are great options to go select. If there is a podcasting app that you happen to use, search for About Beverages. If we're not there, let us know. We'll try and figure out if there's a way for us to get the feed on there. And some of those other ones too, we'll keep working out trying to get those on there as best as we can too. It's all in flux. YouTube is the best place to go though, 100%. You can always find everything we put up there, whether it is shorts or gameplay stuff or any of our podcasts.
The full length show that we do on Thursday nights.
Exactly. That also shows up there. And while you're doing that searching, probably some other social media type things might show up as well, right?
You may be prompted. You may be prompted by one of our 4 pillars of social media, which are Threads, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And that is the one that we use most often to keep you up to date on what is going on here at About Beverages. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 4:30 Mountain, 3:30 Pacific.
I think it is hilarious, and I have to comment on this now.
That's where we are, though.
I know, but no one knows about... There's like 2 states that care about Mountain, and I love you because you're my brother, but Jesus Christ. Please.
All right. I just think this is where we're at. I'm going to say that.
I don't think I ever mentioned Mountain.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop
East
with
Coast,
Mountain.
West Coast.
Okay. No, East Coast, West Coast thing, huh?
I mean, that's all it is.
All right,
It's where the fights happen.
So 3:30 Pacific.
Yep. 6:30 Eastern.
6:30 at this particular time of the year.
Right now.
That's going to change.
We
but
need
see,
a universal
Mountain
time.
never will. I'm using that
fair.
as the base.
That's fair.
The base.
That is fair.
No. Anyways, no, that's true. All right, I will be. That's true. When you find where your favorite show is on, it's not going to be on Mountain Time.
No one says
it's
Mountain
going to be
Time.
Eastern. So okay. So here we go. It's Thursday nights, and that's when we get together, whatever time that might be. And we hang out. We have some interesting discussion like this, debate.
We do.
We try some beverages. We have fun with you as you drop in to say hi. Also, throughout the week, Andrew's going to let you know what he is doing in the gaming world, what he will be drinking while he is doing it. And so for all the latest about beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say in the Mountain Time Zone, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a barrel-proof shot.